I'd like to call to order the Wyoming Valley West School District regular February meeting, Wednesday, February 14th at 7:30 PM. I deeply apologize for our tardiness. We had some litigation issues going on. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wilson,
Here.
Mr. Damascus,
Here.
Mr. Hardwick,
Here.
Mr. Keating,
Present.
Mr. McGinley,
Present.
Mr. Perfetto,
Here.
Mr. Kubuski,
Here.
Mrs. Cassatt. Here. Mr. Camus.
Here. Moment of silence, followed by the salute to our flag, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, I deeply apologize for our tardiness. There was an executive session held prior to this meeting to discuss personnel items, contract and litigation as well. Student representatives, we have Mikhail Haslak and Aaron Gervan. Thank you both for coming this evening.
No problem. Hello? Okay. Justin Hamilton, Ella Kravoski, Lillian Mahoney, and Mackenzie Perluke were selected by the faculty as seniors of the month for the month of January. The students were honored at a breakfast with a faculty guest of their choosing. They received a certificate from administration, and their photograph will be featured in local newspapers and on the high school webpage. Congratulations, seniors. The Duncan Cruiser was at the high school today for a Student Appreciation Day. The high school thanks Duncan for providing seasonal hot and cold beverages to students. The Black Youth in Action Club is having their annual Black History Month program on Thursday, February 15th at the high school. This year's guest speakers are Brittany Stevenson and Rose Daniels from the NAACP. The club also provided an assembly to the middle school last week. They were featured in the Times Leader. The Key Club is hosting a sock drive for those in need.
Wyoming Valley West High School is happy to announce that we will be hosting the first ever Spartan Games. The event will take place on Thursday, February 15th from 2:45 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. directly after 8th period in the high school gym. The cost of admission is $5, which also includes a slice of pizza and a drink. Many will enter, but only one will win. The Spartan Games will mirror the format of the Netflix show Squid Games, where students will be competing in a series of non-physical mini-games, such as red light, green light. Students will face elimination in each round of the competition until there is only one student remaining. The last remaining student will win $300 in prizes. The high school is having a club day on Tuesday, February 27th. And finally, congratulations to Lady Spartan Mackenzie Perluke for scoring her 1,000th point during the girls' basketball game versus Hazleton area.
Thank you both very, very much for the updates this evening. Moving on, superintendent's comments. Mr. Tosh, please.
Thank you, Mr. Camus. Just one, we made the announcement the other night, just a reminder. We have our midwinter break this Friday and Monday. School will not be in session. Thank you, Mr. Camus.
Thank you, Mr. Tosh, very much. I didn't have anybody sign in this evening. Would you like to speak this evening? Anyone else? Moving on. May I have a motion to approve the regular January 10th, 2024 board meeting and the special meeting from January 18th, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I don't need roll call, right? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Committee reports. Mr. Damascus, do you have anything you want to touch base on this evening?
Actually, just for the athletic committee, a lot of activity with the, I guess, the winter sports, the spring sports starting in 2 weeks. Baseball team is actually going to be organizing a Veterans Day, not a Veterans Day, but a salute to service kind of game where they're doing. So more information on that to follow. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Damascus. Mr. Keating, do you have anything this evening you'd like to update us on?
I do not, Mr. Camus.
Thank you, Mr. Keating. Mr. McGinley.
Yes, just a little update. We're going to have a policy committee meeting next week that Mr. Tosh is setting up. And so the policy committee will be there, plus there'll be members of the central administration staff who will participate. I spent some time today in the central office meeting with Ms. Troy and Ms. Walk. Very eye-opening. They did a great job in trying to update me and educate me. And I appreciate the fact that they took the time and they're doing some really nice work for the district.
Thank you, Mr. McGinley, very much.
Mhm.
Mr. Hardwick, do you have anything this evening between ESSERS and special education?
Just in special education, as we've discussed in the past, I think we all see the value of doing a board education on special education. I'm going to be putting out 2 dates. One will be in an email. One will be a Saturday consideration, and one will be probably a 5 p.m. Consideration will I'll just ask each to reply to me and we'll set up a date. And I'd like to do this before our next work session. So it'll be in the latter weeks of February, early week of whatever the next month is, March. And ESSERS, I spoke with Bill King today. There's a grant that the state is offering. It's already open. I'm gonna meet with Bill and Andrew Zwally to review the grant opportunities, but then bring that back through committee, and then we'll see if there's a value to what the district may be able to apply for. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Hardwick. Mr. Dickon, do you have anything on safety? Thank you, Mr. Dickon. Building and ground, just to remind everybody, on our way up to the stage this evening, our solicitor told me that our RFP will be done very shortly. That is for engineering services. So we're gonna have to have a special meeting to advertise that. Just so everybody knows, we're going to be doing cosmetic upgrades to this cafeteria and Dana Streets as well. So more to come. General recommended action items. 1 through 33. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the question. Any questions? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Damascus,
Yes.
Mr. Hardwick,
Yes.
Mr. Keating,
Yes.
Mr. McGinley,
Yes.
Mr. Perfetto,
Yes.
Mr. Kubuski,
Yes.
Mrs. Cassatt. Yes. Mr. Kamis.
Yes. Okay, moving on, staff recommended action items, 1 through 16. May I have a motion?
Motion.
A motion, second. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
I'm sorry. On the question, is there any questions? I apologize.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Damascus,
Yes.
Mr. Hardwick,
Yes.
Mr. Keating,
Yes.
Mr. McGinley,
Yes.
Mr. Perfetto,
Yes.
Mr. Kubuski,
Yes.
Mrs. Cassatt. Yes. Mr. Kamis.
Yes. Finance recommended action items. Accept and approve the following as presented for the bills for payment. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second on the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Damascus,
Yes.
Mr. Hardwick,
Yes.
Mr. Keating,
Yes.
Mr. McGinley,
Yes.
Mr. Perfetto,
Yes.
Mr. Kubuski,
Yes.
Mrs. Cassatt. Yes. Mr. Kamis.
Yes. Go around the table. Does any board member comments? Mr. Damascus,
None today, thank you.
Mrs. Cassatt,
No, I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Keating,
Nothing.
Mr. Hardwick.
I'll just add in here, noticing all the athletic coaching positions being filled. Hats off to Mr. Damascus, Mr. Gill for presenting all that, and also thanks to the folks who step up. I mean, I know they're paid coaching positions, but I know a lot of these, in fact, probably all of these are a lot of work. So I appreciate that these folks come forward and help. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Hardwick. Mr. Wilson.
I have nothing, Mr. Camus. Thank you.
Mr. Profetto,
I'm fine today.
Mr. Kubaski,
Nothing at this time.
Mr. McGinley, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Please, I'd just like to make a comment, if I may. I think, from what I'm a short-term member here, a couple of months. But I see the board particularly and the administrative staff, especially Mr. Tosh's direct staff. They recognize the fact that we have some things that we have to deal with and we have to work on. And I'm very happy to see that everybody's trying to work together to get some plans together and then implement those plans. And I'm looking forward to those plans coming together and getting implemented. And I think it's going to be a very positive for the school district.
Thank you, Mr. McGinley, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, this board works together pretty hard, and I mean, we've come a long way, doing a lot of work here, so it is very positive, and Valley West is we're moving forward. I think we're going in the right direction. I'm very happy. Mr. Tosh, would you like to add anything?
Good, thank you, Mr. Camus.
So our next our work session is Wednesday, March 6th, 2024, 7 PM here, and our regular monthly meeting is Wednesday, March 13th, 7 PM. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
A second? Second. Motion and a second. Meeting adjourned.